Hey guys, welcome back to Andy's Dinosaur Reviews. Today we are going to take a look at our third Summit Collection figure to hit my channel, and this is yet another really cool hatchling figure. Unfortunately, just like the last time, we don't actually have a name associated with the figure, so we don't know exactly what type of dinosaur it is, but honestly, as far as I'm concerned, it almost looks like it's like some type of an allosaur or something like that. Sort of looks like that if you ask me. It's got the three fingers and sort of looks like maybe it has a little bit of a crest above the eye. It's hard to tell for sure, but it could potentially be a baby allosaurus, and I really think that, again, this is another really cool looking figure as far as these hatchlings go. I think I really love the hatchling line from the Summit Collection because each one so far has been extremely nice looking and very realistic. And just like the last time, the actual hatchling has a really nice gloss coat to it, a very realistic gloss coat, so it looks extremely real overall. And just sitting here looking at it, I almost feel like it's going to turn and move at some point. But the last time the dinosaur was very alert, kind of having its head out of the egg looking around. This time, not so much. The dinosaur looks like he's having a little bit of a hard time hatching. Maybe he's just starting to get a little bit more energy and he's going to make another push and take another shot at sort of hatching here, and looks like maybe he's a little bit tired with his eyes closed, as I'm sure it's an incredibly large amount of work to hatch from an egg. But again, a really cool looking figure here at first glance, but the only way to truly tell just how cool it is to get a closer look. So let's go ahead and do that right now. So starting up here at the head sculpt of our dinosaur, just like the last hatchling, you can see a plethora of scales are sculpted out all over the head of this dinosaur, as well as the detail there in the eye, with the eye being closed. Look at that area right there. That is incredibly well detailed. It looks extremely realistic as far as the sculpting of the eye being closed right there. All the kind of like wrinkles and everything and creases in the eye being closed looks extremely nice. Again, very nice large scales all over the face of the dinosaur, but it has a nice strong mixture of larger and smaller scales, especially going up over the eyelid area and everything. You see like nice fine scales all over the dinosaur there. And you can also see a mixture of like a green, a very dark green, which is like the primary color of the dinosaur, but you also see like a light brown runs over like the eyebrow area, the lip area. You can also see it up here on the top of the head. So there's some nice color variation to the figure overall. Kind of creeping up here on the top of the dinosaur's head. You can't see it too well, but it does appear to have some more really nice scales up there in that vicinity, and the scales continue to look really nicely done as we move down the neck into the body. You can see some really nice detailing right here as far as kind of like creasing in the skin with the dinosaur's head being scrunched down so much. It is very nicely portrayed as far as like the movement that would be occurring with the figure and the dinosaur at this point in time. You can also sort of make out the arm beginning right here, and then it comes back up here as it's sort of holding its face. The hand has a really nice appearance to it. Three fingers, as we can see there, and some really nice kind of scoots that run down the fingers of the dinosaur. The nails are painted out. Once again, they look very realistically done, very carefully painted. They also almost look like they would be sharp, so it has a very realistic appearance as far as that goes as well. You can see again some more of that light brown down there on the leg as we kind of have some like scoots that run down the front of the leg, and then we have the foot curling up here a little bit, sort of grasping onto certain areas of the shell from the egg that it is hatching from. Very nicely portrayed there as far as that goes, very realistic. Nice foot sculpt in there as well. But that's pretty much all we can really see of the dinosaur. You can't really see too much more than that on the dinosaur, as he's really hidden in that egg quite nicely, quite realistically. The only other area you can really see is back here. The hand has broken out of the back of the shell. So you can see he is definitely desperately making a strong effort to get out of this egg. And again, another very realistic sort of addition to the figure with the hand kind of poking out of the back of the egg. Very nicely sculpted and painted as far as the hand and the nails go back here as well. You can also see sort of like some of the yolky areas of the dinosaur kind of coming out and oozing down the side of the egg as the dinosaur is pushing through his egg and hatching. The egg, just like the last one, is very realistically painted, and just like the last one as far as the overall texturing and everything goes, and the paint application, it looks pretty much the same. So that means it looks extremely realistic once again. So as far as I'm concerned, another extremely nicely done hatching figure, hatchling dinosaur figure from the Summit Collection. Again, you can see it has that beautiful, very strong, wet look to it, like a hatching dinosaur would have if it were hatching here in front of me. In real life, it would definitely have that kind of wet look to it. So it looks pretty much exactly as I would expect it to look, and very, very beautifully done overall. As far as a size goes on our hatchling, from one side of the egg to the other side, you were looking at about, it's a little tough to tell from your angle at the camera here. It almost looks like 3¼ inches, but it actually is more like 3½ inches, maybe even a little more, or about 9 centimeters. And for a height, you are looking at about 4¼ inches, or around 11 centimeters. For a size comparison, there is Mr. Papo T-Rex, the Attack Pack Colovosaurus, and Robert Muldoon next to our hatchling dinosaur here, and you can again, just like the last one, see that it does sport some pretty good size, especially being a hatchling. You can see that it would be a very large hatchling if it were to hatch out and be scaled to these dinosaurs. This would probably be like a Godzilla hatchling. But again, next to these figures, you should have a good idea of the size of this. Again, another really nicely sized hatchling here from Summit Collection. And here is the previous hatchling that we've looked at from Summit Collection next to the current one, so you can have a really cool idea of what the dinosaurs look like next to each other. And I love that they look actually quite similar, but slightly different as far as the sculpt and paint go. But the eggs again look so similar, so you could potentially buy numerous of these Summit Collection figures to have an entire nest full of hatching dinosaurs, and being in different positions and everything, it does look very realistic and very cool in general. So this Summit Collection hatchling dinosaur is another awesome figure. That is now 3 for 3 as far as these Summit Collection figures go. And again, I love how realistic these figures are, with that really, really beautiful gloss coat, that very realistic shine to it, like a real hatching dinosaur would have. Like if we saw a lizard or a turtle, or actually I have ducks, and I have seen the ducks hatch numerous times. They always have that wet look when they come out, and that's exactly what you see here on this hatchling, and it is beautifully applied, very, very realistically applied, as is all the detail inside the egg and everything, with having that kind of like yolk sort of leaking down in certain areas. It's just really cool the way they've added in those little extras to the overall appearance to this, and again giving it all that very nice wet look, so it looks extremely realistic. The sculpting of the dinosaur is beautiful once again, many different varying sizes of the scales, giving it an extremely realistic look, and some very nice paint application included as well, with some different variations of greens and browns and stuff included, potentially something that you could expect a real dinosaur to look like. Especially being a hatchling, you would think it would probably have to be like darker colors so that it can kind of blend in and hide from predators. So once again, another very realistic aspect to the figure for sure. And this one having such a different appearance than the last, with sort of having its body scrunched up and maybe looking like it's taking a rest and just really, really tired from trying to hatch, with its eye closed and its body still really scrunched up, its hand up over its face and everything. It looks really cool, bunched up in the egg like it would be if it were really hatching in real life. So that aspect of the figure, on top of looking extremely cool, is another very realistic aspect overall to this hatching dinosaur figure from Summit Collection. So this is yet another really awesome figure, so I will include a link again in the description this time to this figure on the Summit Collection website, where you can head on over there and pick up this beautiful hatchling for yourself. So make sure you check the description, click that link, and head over to the Summit Collection website and buy yourself this really cool baby dinosaur egg. And make sure you also like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next review. Thanks for watching.